Yo, what's up guys? Bill here, Classic Rock and Metal Review. Thought we'd go through one of 5 that you're going to be seeing. My ultimate album versions for certain albums that always just sort of bothered me in one way or another. You know, they just could have used other songs. There might be one song on each of these albums that I just don't really like, and I just toss it off of there. I usually rearrange just the running order and sometimes do all the above. So you're going to be seeing several more of these coming up real soon. They're not really long episodes, and they're mostly just really for me to sort of explain myself when I drop a playlist for you to go check out for yourselves. My own version of certain classic albums. All right, now I already did this episode before. This is for Black Sabbath's Born Again. It was within a long Black Sabbath update episode. So it's a rehash for some of you guys, I know. That's why I'm going to release it concurrently with a brand new episode where I do ultimate album version of Ozzy's Blizzard of Oz. So you'll get a 2-for-1 because this Born Again we're about to do is kind of a rehash for a lot of you guys that have been around for 6 months or so, maybe longer. I think it was the end of last year we did that. I can't even remember. But this episode, I just wanted to put this as a standalone, make it a standalone episode, not something you have to search for within a longer, some of those Sabbath episodes, almost an hour. So, all right, going to give you a little channel update. I know I've been a lazy son of a bitch this summer. So here's what's coming up soon, but not until I continue to drink another Slack Tide beer, shore break. Been too many shore breaks for me, or one big, long shore break this summer, I guess you'd say. But that's the way it goes. I choose to spend my time wisely, and that includes music and alcohol. I'm proud of it too. All right, Born Again. Oh, let me just tell you this real quick. What is coming up? I have, like I said, 5 of these episodes total. So you'll see the Ozzy one posted with this one, and 3 more to come. So Blizzard of Oz, releasing that at the same time. But also I wanted to try my hand at a new version of Bark at the Moon. We'll be seeing that soon. Allman Brothers. This album just always left me shaking my head. What was I listening to? New stuff, old stuff, live stuff. All right, so I'm going to sort of dumb this down to beginner level status by tweaking this one. Eat a Peach. And finally, Black Sabbath Sabotage. The album by them that I listened to the least over the years, because I think the running order in this just stinks. There really aren't any B-sides or outtakes to use on this one. So it was really just a matter of tweaking the running order on this. And you know what? This thing just put itself in its own running order with almost no effort by me, really. It just fell right into place. It took me a few minutes. And I'm really enjoying listening to that now in a different running order, as I've been saying 50,000 times. All right, so gives me a perfect excuse to open this up. This has been on that back shelf. I bought this over 2 years ago. How is it still unopened? I call myself a Sabbath fan. Because I already have everything in it. You know, it was just one of these drop down the $28 kind of thing. You know, got to order it for that price, and I'll get to it later. Well, what a perfect time to get into it. So we'll talk Sabotage. I'll show you the running order. I'll create the playlist for you, link for you to check out my version of Sabotage. I've been listening to it for the last few weeks. All of these ultimate versions that I've been putting together the last few weeks, I've been listening to them a lot. And man, they're just cool. So we'll check this one out. All right. Now, the one thing about this is the box set supposedly has one of the best sounding versions of Sabotage ever, maybe the best. This is an 80s CD. All right. So that'll be cool to check out. Also been listening to this. So we're due for a Black Sabbath update. Had to just jump in. I thought this would jump down to $30 too, like they always do. This one, I guess I wasn't counting on a total sea change in pricing of CDs, you know, so, you know, $50 or what have you. Halfway through it. So we'll get to that in a Sabbath update episode, of course. And then I just wanted to throw out a big shout out to Larry. Dude, thanks a million, man. This is like totally awesome. I sent Larry my Bill Graham book, biography, and he went and sent me Jimi Hendrix Live in Maui. Just looks awesome. July 1970, and I think it has a documentary Blu-ray in there too, or DVD, one or the other. But man, I'm really looking forward to this. Jimmy's someone I've just have not played enough, and when I watch him on video, it's always like, this dude's amazing. Why am I not listening to him more, watching him more? I don't know, but now that'll be the next thing I play for sure. Maybe once I finish that Sabbath box set, but getting close. So that's enough of that. There's the update, but really, thanks a million, dude. That's really cool of you. All right, so Black Sabbath's Born Again. So maybe 6-7 years ago on YouTube, somebody did their own version of Sabotage. Now they really chopped it up. I mean, edited the hell out of it. They would repeat parts of songs by editing and splicing them together, turn one song into two with Megalomania, things like that. It ran 43 minutes, I think a little longer than the regular album when all was said and done. And I really couldn't stand what the hell this guy, did this album for the most part. But he did it just got me to thinking I should be doing this with some of these albums myself. Now I don't have software to be chopping songs up and repeating verses like this guy did. I really thought some of those songs were monotonous and stuff. But kind of made me dig into all these alternate takes we got nowadays. All right, so you got the Legendary Masters is the version I got of the Manor tape. I think there's just a standalone Manor tape that came out not too long ago too. If you just want to grab that, it's mandatory Sabbath listening to me. Some songs are just more interesting, some are longer. A lot of them sound better, and a good amount of them have less keyboards on them. So they're just cleaner and heavier sounding versions of some of the songs on Born Again. We also had the band's deluxe edition of Born Again, where they gave us the Fallen. Of course, that was part of the Manor tape too. And also the B-side, I think it was Trash, that had a long version of Stonehenge, so that's on here too. The long version of Stonehenge was also on the Manor tape though too. But for sound quality purposes, I think I used the two versions of those from the deluxe edition. And then the other Born Again I have is a Vertigo from 83. So when I do these ultimate album versions, there's got to be something that I'm out to rectify, and if not multiple things. In the case of Born Again, just an unsteady sort of peaks and valleys running order. The keyboard presence, I think, wimped out a couple of those songs. Trash comes to mind. Then later on, we had The Fallen and an outtake that I thought was better than at least one of the regular album tracks. So what did I end up doing? What were the changes I made to this thing? Kept 3 of the regular Vertigo versions on there, 4 Manor tape versions, and those 2 from the deluxe edition. So also omitted one song, Keep It Dark, all right, or Keep It Warm. And just because it just doesn't, I never really loved the song, although I like it more than ever now, honestly. It was probably the last song I started to like on that record, and I do, but I'm just really wanted to plow through this. I wanted this album running order to kick ass all the way through. And Keep It Warm's great, but now that's the bonus track, all right? So it's not in this running order of 9 we're about to go through. So like I said, there's a playlist link in this description. Click on it, check it out. I don't upload music, so I'm just grabbing them from other people. It's an updated version of the playlist I posted before because one of those songs got deleted. So give it another try. All right, so start out with Stonehenge, the long version. This, like I said, was a single B-side. It's almost 5 minutes. And you know what? I have to admit, it's probably a little too long, even for this version, but I wanted something longer than the minute and a half you got from the regular version of Stonehenge. Really kind of starts things out mellow. I can just imagine if it's 1983 and you throw on Born Again, and instead of getting trashed, you get Stonehenge. You're probably just left shaking your head like, what the hell are these guys, what's going on, If it was 3 minutes, probably be a little more optimal, but I'm going to go with this long version, 4 minutes and 47 seconds, I think it is. And it kind of lulls you, like I've said before, in a sort of false sense of security, but you're about to get your head kicked in by disturbing the priest. In this case, I'm just going to go with the standard edition off of the Vertigo CD. The Manor tape version, longer, but not necessarily better. The lyrics are in there spotty, you know, they come, they go. They're not all there like they are in the album. And you know what? We got a long enough version on the record. It's almost 6 minutes. So Disturbing the Priest just knocks your door down right out of the gate. And that's kind of what I wanted. And I stole that idea off someone from Facebook who suggested that years ago, that should have been the first song on the album. Can you imagine that? Without Stonehenge, really would have threw people for a loop, I think. And that's what he was going for. I always kind of like that. I'm just going to throw Stonehenge in front of it, just like it is on the record. Longer version too. Hotline, this one's going to be from the Manor tape, or like I've got it from Legendary Masters. This is a Zodiac double CD. This one actually has the live and Worst on Worcester, Mass. I'm trying to get that pronunciation right. Boston friends. And Hotline on here, it's killer. I think it sounds cleaner and cleaner than the regular record, which of course, one of the muddiest, murkiest albums you ever heard. And yeah, I like that too. But what else you get with Hotline on here is extra riffage from Tony. When he gets to the chorus part, rather than just playing that rhythm by itself, there are some lead work is done before the next verse comes in. And he does that at each sort of stanza. So that's really cool. It's just a better version. Digital Bitch. All right. Another Manor tape version, and this one sounds like no keyboards accompanying the guitar like they do on the final version of Born Again. So it's heavier to me, and song like Digital Bitch and also Trashed, both of them had the keyboard playing right along with the guitar and just kind of wimping it out, you know, and best way to put it. It sounds better without that keyboard. So Digital Bitch from Manor tape is next. Trashed, which I just mentioned. Like I said, no keyboards, awesome. Now this version, missing the last verse, all right? And it kind of sounds cool. I still prefer this version. And it really sounds kind of cool hearing the music without the singing, you know? It really just does. And the song fades right after that part anyway, so it just keeps steamrolling ahead, as you can see. There's no more peaks and valleys with this version of Born Again, that's for sure. Next up, The Dark. For this version and for Zero the Hero, I just stuck with the original Vertigo versions. The Manor tape version, really long. It doesn't really add anything else to the song, honestly. So, The Dark for 45 seconds or so, and then Zero to Hero. Next up, The Fallen. So this thing just keeps rocking. Other than that 30 or 40 seconds of The Dark, this thing's been killing you for a half an hour straight. It continues with The Fallen. And I'm just going to use the deluxe edition version of this. I did back-to-back or side-by-sides with the multiple versions of the Manor tape that I have. They're pretty close, I guess. You know, I just kind of felt like the deluxe edition just had better overall sound, although you can nitpick the guitar sound versus the vocal sound. One was a little better than the other, but I forget which at this point. Overall version, I went with The Fallen from the deluxe edition. What is this? 2010, 2011, 2011. All right. Fallen from here. And then finally, the album ends up with the title track. That's where a title track belongs, not 6th or 7th out of 9 songs. It should be first, maybe second, or at least open side 2, or end the album. It doesn't belong 6th out of 9, 7th out of 9, wherever the hell they had it on the first album. All right? It ends the album, and I love hearing Iommi jamming for a minute and a half on that fade out. Sounds really cool. Now, this was another tough one. The Manor tape has such clearer sound, and the drums come in a little earlier. They come in right away, basically. But they're so clear, I kind of like the muddier sound on Born Again as far as the music goes. Really wish there could be something in between. Things are crystal clear and almost a little too trebly on the Manor tape. And I kind of like that the drums wait to come in on the regular album. But that regular album is really, really murky. Something in between would have been ideal. I think at the end of the day, I went with the Manor tape version of Born Again. They're pretty similar, but that trebly sound on the drums is just the most overriding factor on Manor tape. I think at the end of the day, I just went with the Manor tape because it's just different. Change it up. And great way to end the album. That's the one I listened to. I omitted Keep It Warm. I know some of you don't like that or didn't care for hearing about that. Well, you know what? It's just how I did it. And I wanted to keep this thing really moving all the way through, and now it really does. Yeah, that slow beginning and slow ending. Otherwise, a killer born again experience. That's the way. This is the way I've been listening to this for about 4 years. In fact, I don't think I've listened to the regular album once. I've listened to this version 8, 10, 12 times, you know. And having the playlist up on YouTube, I've listened to it when I'm not near a radio, in work, a couple times. So, anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this version. Go over and check out the same version, Ultimate Album version of Blizzard of Oz Band's version of Blizzard of Oz. All right. Little bit of tweaking with that too. Also omitted one song. Hey, you know what? I do this in iTunes. I burn myself a copy and it goes right inside the same CD case. So it's not like you still don't have this. You just pick this CD up wherever you take it. You end up having both copies with you. So not ruling out checking out these older ones, but honestly, I kind of prefer these newer ones. So guys, hope everyone's having a good summer. See you soon enough. Hopefully, video episode coming, stuff to give away, all that usual stuff. All right, catch us all later.